If you own property, then you do not want to skip this video, because at some point you'll be facing the decision to sell your home, and the content of today's video will assist you as the homeowner to establish whether or not selling privately and saving on agent fees actually improves your chances of achieving the highest possible net figure.
Welcome to Living and Buying BALLITO, your go-to channel for everything BALLITO. Whether you're a decorated local, are looking at relocating or investing, we are here to assist you with all of your real estate needs. My name is Alex van der Merwe, founder of Azure Coastal Real Estate and a born and bred local of BALLITO, operating out of one of the fastest growing areas in South Africa, the Dolphin Coast. If you want to get in touch with me today, you can find my contact details in the description below.
So, the time has come and you are now thinking of selling. But where do you start? A good idea is to perhaps start right at the end in the buyer's shoes. The bulk of buyers will be searching the most common portals such as Private Property or Property 24, just like you probably did when you bought. So start there. And if a buyer is looking in your area, they are also very likely exploring the neighboring areas too. So include those in your search parameters as well. Refine the filters to the features of your home. Hit search, put your pride in your pocket, and look at what is currently available in your area. Yes, sure, the previous sales figures do come into play, but they are ultimately depending on time frames, different markets with different competing sellers and a different set of buyers. And right now, the biggest point of difference to your home will be the properties that it will be competing against currently. Remember, every day more listings will be added that you will be competing against. So it's not a look once and that's that scenario. It's a case of the more references you have over a longer period of time, the more likely you are going to be finding the right sort of bracket that you will ultimately fall into. Something else to consider is that you might find 20 properties for sale that fit your property's profile in your area. But are you aware of how many transfers actually take place in that bracket, or how big a bracket to consider scanning? If you're looking between, say, the 3 and 4 million rand bracket, you'll likely have far more properties to compare with, far more transfers taking place than within, say, 7 to 8 million rand bracket. Are you aware of how many properties actually transfer on average or on a monthly or annual basis? As an example, if there are already 20 similar options and there are only an average of 1 transaction per month looking back over the last 2 or 3 years, is it likely that the trend will continue? Understanding this can give you an indication of how slow or aggressive the bracket is in that specific area, and whether to adjust down slightly, offering more value to a bigger pool of buyers, or whether you have confidence that your property can and will hold its own, asking a premium for justified value. You can lean into an agent to acquire this information for you. Further understand how long you can anticipate being on the market for, with an understanding that even small adjustments in pricing can lengthen or shorten that time frame depending on demand. If you have absolutely no idea what bracket you fall into, maybe because of the time frame that you've had it, then adjust the price bracket, compare your properties, condition, features, and overall appeal, and cross-reference it with the ones that you do come across. Basically, in short, you have to treat this kind of like picking a fruit off the bowl. A quick scan, that one's a bit off, that one looks good, have a closer look, and when your property starts looking like the freshest piece of fruit in the bunch, then you're more or less going to be in the right place. Now remember, the marketed price is often higher than the agreed sales price, so you cannot simply go off face value alone. In a market where the sellers have the freedom to declare their price, even against suggestion, in a war against buyers with an understanding that potential profits are made on the price point of entry and not sale, there is always going to be an element of negotiation. So you have to understand and appreciate that. The reality is that even pricing your home correctly can still take time, and that a property is ultimately worth what someone is prepared to pay for it. And yes, too much time on the market can damage a property's appeal, but not always. What it comes down to is the quality of the product, the ability to transfer the understanding of value, the public perception and reach through marketing, the pricing, of course, it plays an enormous role, the ability to overcome objections and provide solutions right through to the presentation at viewings and human connections, as the buyer will ultimately need to like, know, and trust the person that they are dealing with in order to be willing to transact. You also need to consider that, yes, whilst many sales do take place through private networks, that it is a very small fraction that are not at some point facilitated by an agent introduction. When you list privately at a value-less agent commission to try and make it more appealing in the hopes of achieving a competitive edge in the marketplace, there are a number of issues that you will face. But unless you are able to close relatively quickly, you're likely going to need the assistance from an agent anyway, but with very little room to protect your bottom line. So at this point, you have got options. Sure, you can try list the property privately. However, how often does a relationship develop into trust over a single meeting? How likely is it that the strangers in your home will feel comfortable enough to tell you to your face their honest feedback and objections that you may even already have the solutions for, but you don't get an opportunity to discuss them? Why? Because most of the time, they will simply leave politely, never to be heard of again. How much of the market information do you have on hand to adequately establish the value and confidently relay that understanding of value? What resources do you have at your disposal for marketing and access to current buyer networks? And how likely will it be that you do achieve top dollar without these in as short a time frame as possible? Not to mention the time, skill, and cost required to generate attractive media that actually does your property justice, and the time to handle inquiries. And at the end of the day, there is no upfront cost. You as a seller is hiring a qualified agent, so why take that risk? So why even bother trying to understand your position in the market if it makes sense to onboard an agent in the first place? Because at the end of the day, one of the toughest decisions that you will face is responding to an offer. Are you going to accept it, countersign it, or reject the offer? Everybody wants to achieve top dollar and to avoid that seller's remorse. And having that sense of surety or an understanding of the market is going to make that decision just that much more manageable for yourself. So, if you're wanting to come to market with impact, with a clear strategy, and get the best value from the service that you will be acquiring by hiring a real estate agent for the sale of your home, in the next video, I'll be going over some key points that will give you the power as a homeowner to ensure that you get the best possible service, as well as what you can request from your agent. So go to the next video and dive right in. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights.